Imagine having a helpless child or family member that is sick, and you do not know what is causing his or her pain. Even worse, imagine taking your sick child to the doctor, but cannot get any answers from them either. This is something that has happened to my family with my nephew Nicholas when he was diagnosed with Krabbe's disease. Hi, my name is Emily Prout, and I will be covering what Krabbe's disease is and its causes, the symptoms and treatments of Krabbe's disease, and how Krabbe's disease has affected my life personally. So, what is Krabbe's disease? Well, Krabbe's disease is a type of leukodystrophy. To be exact, Krabbe's disease is a degenerative disorder that affects the nervous system, also known as globoid cell leukodystrophy. This disease is caused by a deficiency in the GALC enzyme. This enzyme produces a myelin, which is a fatty substance that insulates the nerve fibers. Without this, nerves cannot function. Krabbe's disease is handed down through maternal parents. Both parents have to have one copy of the mutated gene. The maternal parents usually do not show signs of this mutation. This disease affects 1 in 100,000 individuals in the United States. If both parents have the mutated gene, their child has a 25% chance of having the disease, a 50% chance of being an asymptomatic carrier, and a 25% chance of being unaffected or not a carrier. Like many and most diseases, there are signs and symptoms. Symptoms of Krabbe's disease is the same regardless if you have early onset or late onset form. There is the early onset Krabbe's disease, which happens around 3 months of age. The child will show signs of feeding difficulties, extreme irritability, unexplained fevers, vomiting, loss of head control, loss of limb control, unexplained crying, blindness, and deafness. The late onset Krabbe's disease has the same symptoms, but happens later on in childhood or adolescence. Once all of these signs and symptoms are showing, it is impossible to reverse the damage already done by this disease. If the genetic testing is done and this disease is caught before all of these symptoms have set in, it is possible to stop the disease from progressing. The only treatment option as of right now is stem cell transplantation. Newborn screening in New York State has been implemented to try to catch this deadly disease in early or asymptomatic stage. Additional states are intending to start screening as well. Keep in mind, with this treatment, it is only a treatment, it is not a cure. With stem cell transplantation, there's a 15% chance of fatality during the procedure. This treatment will not only improve the quality of life, but increase the length of survival in infants. So why is this so important for me to get the word out about Krabbe's disease? My life has been affected personally. My brother had a son named Nicholas. He began to show signs of irritability, feeding difficulties, and soon could not do the simple things, like lift his head without screaming out in pain. Around the age of 5 months, my brother took Nicholas to the doctor. The doctor agreed that there was something wrong, but could not be exact to what it was. With a lot of testing, and 3 months later, they found the mutated gene. At this time, Nicholas could no longer swallow on his own, and was in pain all the time. Once they took him to the specialist, he told my family that Nicholas was so far along in the disease that there was no treatment options available. We had to make a choice. Either put him on pain medicine or place a feeding tube in his stomach, or he would starve to death. Keep in mind, many people opt for their children to starve to death. This was simply not an option for our family. At about 1.5 years of excruciating pain, Nicholas's heart gave out, and he is now with the Lord. Krabbe's disease has left a hole in our family, a forever sadness in my brother's heart. This is why it is so important for me to get the word out about Krabbe's disease. Today I've talked about what Krabbe's disease is and its causes, the symptoms and treatments of Krabbe's disease, and how Krabbe's disease has affected my life personally. So please, if you see any signs that have you wondering, contact your doctor immediately, and be persistent if you do not receive the answers you want. Thank you very much.